Yeah, so we'll continue with the interview questions. Other questions will continue. Okay, so now here, like what is the meaning of conditional access? So what is the meaning of conditional access? Like uh, say if any of the complaints is not met, like with any of the device, like we need to provide the conditional access to that. Say here, this is one of the security kind of mechanism which controls the apps and services based on the specific conditions policies we have specified. We can combine both Intune and Azure Entra ID in order to provide. So suppose whenever like a user is going to be like connecting to that device based on the location or like a risk device state, user status. Based on this, it's going to evaluate the identity and it's going to provide the compliance data and whether that user has encryption or antivirus, OS is updates, all these is going to connect. Then like a conditional access is going to decide to allow the access or block the access, or is it required again a MFA kind of thing. All these is going to connect, and only with the devices which are compliant, those we are going to like access the applications like maybe Office 365, these kind of apps. They are going to get those access. So we can integrate even with the Azure Entra ID conditional access policies and even Intune compliance policies, and with that we are going to integrate them. And here we can use the integration with the user group membership kind of thing, and all these also we can integrate. So that's we need to set up with the Intune. We are going to set up. Okay, so then we can create the compliance policies also. We need to set up in the Intune. In the Azure AD also we need to set up that compliance policies, and even in the Intune also we need to set up the compliance policies, and we need to assign that compliance policies to the user and devices. Then we are going to like while the user is connecting, we are going to get that conditional access. We are going to get it. So suppose here what is the condition is, say suppose one example is all users outside a corporate network, like the required MFA and the device compliance is mandatory, they need to meet. If the user sign in from home, say definitely that's the user is not connecting from the office, then definitely I'm going to set up the like compliance rules, and MFA also I'm going to enable, then only that user is going to connect to that access. So with this, what is the major advantage we are getting is, say if we have any risky kind of devices or non-managed devices, we are blocking the access to them. And even data leakage also we are going to reduce. So that is the main advantage. Okay, say for the users. Okay, so that is the purpose we are going to use like a conditional access. And here we have yesterday also we discussed policy, compliance policy and configuration policy. What is the difference between compliance policies and configuration policies or configuration profile we can set. So now here compliance policy is like whether the device is meeting that security standards or not, it is going to check. If that is not happening, then like it's maybe asking the multi-factor authentication or blocking the user access, like this it is going to do. So here we need to specify like rules that device definitely need to mandatory need to meet those compliances, and it's going to send that compliance state to the enter ID. Then based on that enter ID will take the conditional access decisions. If the device is not going to meet that compliance, it's not going to like access that like email, or maybe even we can send the notifications also, and finally we'll block the access. So maybe like the complexity of the password kind of thing, encryptions, antivirus, OS versions, like if any of the devices have been jailbreak or root has been like changed, these kind of detections have been happened. Like without encryption, I want to like stop my app deliveries, all those corporate data need to be protected. Then I'm going to use the like compliance policies I'm going to use. Hmm. Then what is the configuration policy profile is? Like whatever the like settings we want to enable on the device wise. So those we are calling as the configuration profile. Okay, so then if the matching profiles comes, then it's going to modify according to that. If any of the like Wi-Fi changes I want to push to the devices or VPN certificates or any restrictions I want to make it, email. So these kind of security settings we can do it. And even we can keep the multiple profiles also. We can keep like maybe endpoint protection, Wi-Fi, VPN, all these settings also we can enable. So that's we're calling as configuration policies. So now here the compliance policies means we can check whether the device is meeting our criteria of the requirements what we have configured is called as compliance policy. And the configuration profile is like how to set those settings on the device. So both are working together and even integrated with Azure Entra ID, then it's going to provide those compliances are matching on our user and device wise. We are going to set up. Okay, so then what is the meaning of jailbroken? So what is the meaning of jailbroken or root devices means? Say here we are going to like where say suppose if the jailbroken or rooted kind of devices means, say if any of the jailbroken device is any of the changes has been performed or maybe like if the applications have been installed outside the like app store or play store kind of thing, or it modifies at the root level it has been modified, then at the OS level also some changes or settings has been performed and some system files has been modified. Some pre-installed apps has been removed. So then the device is called as jailbroken kind of device. Security wise, it's very risky kind of thing because what are the built-in OS level at the iOS level or Android level, what are the protections are coming. So those have been broken, and even it's maybe affecting the malicious apps and installations also. So that kind of devices allowing at the enterprise level is very security kind of things. So in order to avoid that one, Intune is providing one compliance policy. And if that compliance policy has been if it is iOS, it's going to check the MDM API checks any of the jailbreak indicators are there. And even for the Android also, it's going to check that that jailbroken. And like once the device has been enrolled with the Intune, if the device is marked as a non-compliance, once we set up one compliance rule is the device has been jailbroken or rooted, then it's going to block the access. So it's going to block the access, and we can restore those settings, all those we can do. Okay, so that's the reason always it's mandatory for the security purpose. We need to enable jailbroken compliance policy need to be enabled, and even we can integrate with the conditional access. Then only we are going to set up the access and we can provide the security for this.
So for jailbroken, what type of policy we implement?
Yeah,
Like
in the
not
conditional,
do not allow it, or we put a
that depends
condition?
upon, say, suppose the policy, compliance policy name is device is jailbroken or rooted. If device is broken, we can keep it as non-compliant. Then you can ask for the MFA kind of thing, or maybe like a, device modifications, conditional access. We can block that data, or we can wipe off the data. That's at the conditional access level. We can choose that. Depends upon our requirement. But the compliance policy from the Intune wise is device is jailbroken. Then
Okay.
depends upon the conditional access, we can choose it that device access, we are restricting from the enter I device, we are going to restrict that. Is it fine?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so then again we have even like app protection policies also we have. So in the app protection policies, what we can do is say if the if any of the data has been like wipe off can be done, all that we can do in the app protection policies. We have the some set of rules how we can manage the data can be accessed to the users. And how we can access the data within the apps, sharing with other apps, that kind of this part of MAM is it's going to get it. So now here we are going to restrict the data. Data need to be restricted. I want to stop the clipboard kind of operations. Or any security is required. Again, I'm going to send the biometric kind of thing, or PIN is mandatory. I want to make it, and data also I'm going to encrypt. These all scheduling, controlling apps also. So these all we can do it from the Intune wise on the bring your own device or with the corporate kind of device also. We need to set up the Intune app protection policy based on the user identity or app type. Then we are going to set up the policy enforcement rules also, can't copy the data or mandatory PIN need to be done, and even wipe off options also if the device lost. All these we are going to set up. We have the different categories data relocation. So because for the users, I don't want to give save as kind of options also. Access requirements also, like we need to enable the PIN and the conditional access also. Say suppose the app delivery also I'm blocking if the device has been jailbroken, data wiping if the data has been lost, or if the 90 days of, and we can specify that date and time, like if the 90 days, if that inactivity is there, I'm going to wipe off the data. All those we are going to set up. So now here people may ask us one question what is the difference between app policies and app protection policies and the compliance policies? App protection policy comes under MAM, whereas compliance policy comes under complete device management. It's MDM, complete overall device health can be taken care. Whereas app protection policy comes under the MAM kind of thing, protects all the data inside the apps, and even without device enrollment also MAM can works. And personal devices, mostly for the BYOD kind of devices, we are going to use. So suppose for the app protection policy, our company want to enforce our Microsoft 365 apps, to prevent the saving the data kind of things from the Google Drive kind of things. Those attachments they don't want to save. Say suppose we can set up that app protection policy, we can block that save as option for the non-managed locations. That means if the user is logging from that device or from the home, that's maybe a non-managed kind of location. Then I don't want to save as option or clipboard kind of operations. We don't want to provide, or maybe like inside the Outlook also we want to give the pin kind of thing. So then whenever the user is accessing that data, it's going to be protected, and even he can't save that corporate data also is the advantage we are going to get that. So that is the purpose we have this app protection policies we have. Okay, so then say now for the security purpose for those devices, we have the Microsoft Defender we have. The Microsoft Defender is with the integration with Azure AD and the Intune also we can provide, because this is the Microsoft family for the security kind of products. So now most of the Microsoft security products are under the Defender. Say Defender will like a threat protection, it will provide endpoint identity, emails, cloud security it is going to provide. So now here we have we can integrate even with the Microsoft Defender for the AD, like for identity we can provide. For Azure also we can provide. For Office 365 also we can provide. And even for the endpoint also, like Microsoft Defender for endpoint also we can specify. Now, in the Intune also, we can use Microsoft Defender compliance policies where Microsoft Defender antivirus is required to set up like up to date antivirus is required, and real time protection should be enabled, and we shouldn't have any malware shouldn't be there on that device. So then only I want to access that applications. That means it is going to collect that device, like what is the risk on that device, and based on the score we can specify the conditional policy. If the risk is high, I want to like block the access, or I want to enable MFA kind of things. So these all the access we can specify based on the defender and conditional access flow. So suppose like one device having maybe user laptop or device, a new malware has been detected. Then like it's going to be like that defender is going to identify that, and it's going to mark that device as the high risk. Then like Intune is going to be like mark that device as the non-compliant, and when the user is login, Azure Enter ID will block that access or maybe require the password kind of thing. So with that, like all the devices we can't monitor manually is little challenging kind of thing. So whereas with this kind of integration with the Defender, we can provide the real-time threat protection for all the apps and devices, and even the compliances also we can enforce, and even we can like block those devices also. And for most of the iOS, Android, for all these also, this is supporting. Okay, so that is the main advantage of using the Microsoft Defender. Yeah,
So I got a question.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, uh, I remember in the past sessions you said Intune is not compatible with third-party endpoint defender like Trellix
No,
or
no, only for
McAfee.
Linux is not supported.
Okay, but for other
No, no,
for
no, no.
Windows.
Sorry, sorry. For Linux also, Defender is supported. Only app distribution is not supported for Linux.
No, no, no. My point is, Microsoft Defender is supported, but if we use a different endpoint security product like Trellix or McAfee or any other,
No, no,
uh,
that's their own.
so it's not supported by Intune, right?
No, no, those are not supported. Only Defender endpoint itself is supported.
But my question is, some organization they're using different product. Let's say Trellix, while they're using Microsoft product, but
Okay.
they for the endpoint they use, let's say, Trellix. So my question is, Microsoft Defender is not enough uh, capable to protect their environment, or why they choosing, since this Microsoft Defender
The
comes in the
Defender,
Microsoft
Defender, I
product.
think, no, no, Defender is supporting, I think, but not with the Intune. My understanding is.
Yeah, yeah, we talk. My point is just it's a general question. My point is this is not enough powerful to protect their organization, or what's the point they're using other product? And from my experience, let's say some organization when they're using Trellix, they always have problem, especially in the Citrix environment. They have issue with the registering the VMs, and it always give them problem. But while this Microsoft Defender is with the Microsoft product and it's free product, why they choosing to use different endpoint
That
security?
depends upon the compliances, like because here we can keep like McAfee we are keeping maybe like in the active mode or passive mode. We can choose it if we have the multiple, because they may have other devices also and more rules it need to work. Then they're going to use those devices.
Okay, it means like Trellix or McAfee,
Yeah,
they have like
Trellix.
more
Features maybe
options,
compared to, yeah, yeah.
more complex. Okay.
So that is the reason they may be using, because everyone not mandated they need to use Microsoft Defender itself, right?
That's correct. Just I wanted to know what's the option, why this is not enough powerful or capable to protect their endpoint security, or there is something else behind that. Just
Because they may
kind of
have the
like a general
licensing,
question.
they may have the licensing and some particular compliance kind of rules they may have. So that's maybe
Okay.
McAfee maybe promised they will provide those kind of compliances and some advanced features also maybe there. That's maybe the reasons.
Okay. Thank you.
And even they may integrate even with the automation flows also McAfee can be integrated. So with the policy kind of orchestrator, that automation also they may be providing. So with all these reasons, they may be going for them like a hybrid kind of model they're choosing. Okay, but mostly Microsoft Defender itself is increasing. But already they may have the licenses for all those McAfee. For that, they may be using those. Okay, but at the Intune level, we are not enforcing the McAfee, but it can be integrated with the Defender, and from the Defender we can integrate with Intune. So that means even McAfee, these all we can integrate with the endpoint. We can integrate. That means Defender may be in the passive mode, and it's going to collect all those details, and from that we are going to Intune compliance policies. We are managing from the Intune, and based on that we can integrate that kind of conditions also. Not directly we can't use McAfee those with the Intune wise, but integrating with the Microsoft Defender, those can be also we can manage if we have that kind of hybrid environments.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
So here now, like we need to we have applied like a one policy, and how to check that policy has been applied or enforced or not. Okay, so that's we need to confirm whether that policy has been applied or not. We need to check from the monitoring wise. So now in order to check that, we need to go to Intune Admin Center, and in that admin center like we have the policies, and we need to check the policy which you want to check that. Then like we can see the device status or user status, we can check that. In that we can see whether that policy has been applied, whether success or error, pending, not applicable. So like this we can confirm whether that policy has been applied on that user or device level. So now here we need to go to like on the configuration policies or compliance policies, and we need to get into the policy and go to the device status or user status. There we can see the status like success, error, pending, or not applicable. So based on that, we are going to confirm those things. Okay. Otherwise, in the device level also, we can see all the policies. Like at the device level also, what are the policies has been applied on the device level also. The second method is from that we can get that. Or we can use the logs also. We can get that logs, and from that also we can check that logs also we can see. Our company portal app also, if we install on the device level, we can see those policies kind of thing, like a policy status we can see. And if it is any app protection policies, we can apply it on the user level. On that user level also we can check that whether that user has been applied or not. And if the policies have been not applied, we need to troubleshoot, and whether the device has been enrolled and whether it's synced or not, we need to check that. And even in the A device also, that compliances policies, we need to check that. Say that after syncing, we need to confirm whether that policies has been applied or not. Okay, so like this here we can check that for this. Okay, then say here we need to troubleshoot if the device is not enrolling with Intune. Okay, so then here we need to check the licensing. We need to check if we have any problem with the Intune. First, whether we have the proper license mechanism we have or not for that Intune licensing is there or not, and the device OS and any device restrictions are there on the policies. Then we need to check that Azure AD scope that user is having. Then enrollment restrictions also we need to check that. So mostly licenses, device restrictions, user restrictions, then like a minimum OS level we have or not is the basic things we need to check that. And internet connectivity, network connectivity, all these also we need to check. Then like maybe like we need to set that like a tenant wise any restrictions, license wise any restrictions, or maybe that platforms have been blocked. Then sometimes that license limit has been reached. So for the devices that limit has been reached, or firewall or network is blocking. So these, and maybe that device also is regarded as old or stale devices. Sometimes that is already long back. That's maybe device has been registered, and on the device level, time and date as mismatch is there. So based on these, we need to troubleshoot. So these kind of issues also we need to check. So whether the device has been uh, uh, device we need to search, and uh, we need to check that any non-compliance is coming on the device, and on the AD also we need to check the status of that device. Review logs also we need to check, and the user level that user permissions are there or not, and network settings also, firewall network settings also may be blocking us. Then if it is uh, enrollment is there, on the device level, we need to remove the device from the old enter ID because previously it's enrolled with other user or device. Those all we need to clean up. Then only we need to get all these details. Okay, so from this we need to even from the Intune troubleshooting also we can get that status of the troubleshooting all those we can get that. Okay, so then say here mostly we need to troubleshoot Windows devices also. So we need to collect the Intune logs also for Windows or for the different devices we are using. Then how to collect those Windows logs for the Intune device. So now here we can use MDM tool they're providing. Say that MDM tool on the PowerShell, like using that tool we are going to collect MDM diagnostic tool. We need to run that PowerShell commandlet. Then it's going to collect all the event beaver logs, registry logs, all those we can get that. Or we can use even the event beaver also. From the event beaver also, like we can get that application and service logs. We can see the device management, those all the logs also we can get. So mostly we'll see some of the common event IDs also. So what are the common event IDs or the error IDs we'll get from the Intune wise? So those also we'll discuss. But we can get it either from the PowerShell. We have MDM diagnostic tool is there. Otherwise, we can get it from the event viewer also. We are going to get those metrics, all those events we are getting. Say if you are using any company portal app, the company portal app also is going to collect all the settings. Say in the company portal app settings, we can set up collect logs. Then it's going to collect all the logs also. It's going to set up. So through this, we are going to collect the logs. Okay, so that's even we can there is one more tool is the diagnostic tool also. This tool also we can collect the logs and we can share to Microsoft support team for that. Okay, so mostly we are collecting either from the event viewer or from the MDM diagnostic tool or company portal app logs. These all we need to share to Microsoft if you have any problem for like a device enrollment kind of thing. Okay, so then say for say we are using like a for Android kind of devices we have. Okay, so now from the company portal app itself, in the menu, like we can get that like help and feedback. Then from that we can send the diagnostic logs also. Even for the iPhone also, like you can check that company portal app. In the menu we have help and feedback. From there we can get that like those logs, all those we can set up. So from these, we are going to collect those logs. Also, we are going to collect the like enrollment status related compliance checks. All these we are going to collect. Okay. In the same way, even for iOS also, we are going to check that kind of logs also from the company portal app itself. You can check that in the menu, like email support, and we can send the diagnostic logs. Then it's going to like whatever the email we have filled to that it is going to send that. Okay, so then here we need to collect the device level reports also we have. So we can get the Intune level. We have like Intune reports also. We are going to collect like from the like device compliances wise. We have the reports. So whether that device is matching that compliance rules or not, and password complexity, OS version, encryptions, all these whether that kind of compliances it is getting or not. Okay, and if the device is non-compliance, like this is just only the reports we are collecting. The compliant devices, non-compliant devices, devices with errors, or devices which are not evaluated, and even configuration profile reports also we are going to check those, whether that device status is succeeded, error, like this. And even app reports also we will get whether the app installation is success or failure, app protection policy status, and managed apps inventories. All these we are going to get that. And even we have the reports related to endpoint security wise, enrollment wise also, and analytics wise also. We can like which of the devices are work from anywhere report and endpoint analysis. All these also we are going to collect. Okay, and even from these we can troubleshoot also. Like if any of the compliance policy fails, or app installation fails, or profiles a device maybe in the offline, maybe that's not sign off. So these also we can like we can get it from the reports. So then here we are going to like deploy the applications, but those application like failures are happening. Like so those applications are not getting like not deploying. We have the app distribution policies we have, but those applications are not deploying. Then how to troubleshoot? So we need to check that app assignment, whether that has been assigned to the users or groups. Then deployment type is either required or available or uninstall, which type of deployment type we have chosen. Because if it is required, it's not going to be installed. Only from the company portal app it is going to display, and whether that app is compatible for that platform of that which we have chosen, and minimum OS level, patch level is matching or not also, we need to check that. Okay, so then in that reports also, or app installation status also, we need to check that like maybe whether that is installed, failed, not applicable, pending. So pending meaning is maybe the device is not synced from the company portal app. Again we can get that send like sync that. Okay, either manually at least sync the device and check that from the company portal app, or from the Windows settings also we can sync that device. Okay, then we need to review that device compliance and enrollment process also. Maybe the device is non-compliance also maybe one of the reason. And networking, maybe the internet connection or Microsoft endpoints is not able to access. Firewall or proxy is restricting to download the package. Then on the user side also, we need to check the event logs also, we need to check and Android or iOS level also, we need to send that logs, we need to get that. Sometimes app may be stuck in the pending state or timeout kind of errors, not applicable. Outdated apps may be there on the client side and app failures for the iOS, like that VPP token is broken for the iOS kind of devices. Play Store binding is missing. So these kind of issues we would be getting. So we need to collect the logs. From this, we need to perform the automation. We need to perform. Okay, so we need to troubleshoot these kind of issues, and we need to perform from those provide the solutions for those. Okay, so now so we need to get the most of the common error IDs. What is the status of that application? Is all we need to check that. And sometimes one more frequent problem what we'll get is we applied one policy and on the client side that policy is not matching by the device, then the expectation is that device need to be registered as non-compliance, but the device is not registering as the non-compliance. So what may be the common problem with this kind of scenario is the device configuration profile is still in the pending state, that's not synced with the device, or we have applied wrong settings on the policies, or outdated OS versions not matching the requirements. Okay, so then these all also we need to troubleshoot because that policy has been applied, but that's not synced properly. We need to check that the company portal app settings and even from the device compliance report also whether that policy has been succeeded or failure. And our company organizations, the OS levels, all these also we need to check that. And sometimes the reverse it may happen. Means the device are having the compliance policy, but the conditional access is blocking the device. Okay, so the device compliance policy is matching, but our conditional policy is checking. Then on the user status, we need to check that maybe any wrong conditional access policy has been applied, or maybe with the device any conflicts we have, and device is registered in AD, but that still it is showing as non-compliance kind of thing. So we need to check that why that user is blocking. We need to check it from the Azure AD device will have the sign-in logs. From that we need to troubleshoot those also. Then sometimes one more issue would be app protection policies are not applying. That is also related to unsupported app or version, and policies have been applied to the wrong user. Then app is configured only for the device itself, not for a MAME kind of settings. So these all we need to check that. And even the compatibility of the application also from the Intune wise. So these all we need to troubleshoot. Okay, so then sometimes we apply the VPN, Wi-Fi, these kind of policy settings, device restrictions. So those kind of configuration policies also failing. Then one reason may be the conflicting of policies we may have. Means we have the multiple conflicting policies like multiple Wi-Fi policies, multiple VPN policies have been there. So that is also one of the policies. And again, another reason is unsupported OS version and mismatch of the service provider kind of mismatch. All these also we are going to check. And from the configuration policy reports, we can check the profile conflicts we have. And if any of the conflict profile settings we have, those also we need to check that. And from the Intune wise, if you want to update the Windows devices, we need to use the Windows update rings, and those also not applying. That is also one of the common problems. So these all like we'll discuss in the tomorrow session. We'll discuss. Okay. So from these things again go through from the Intune and navigate the Intune and confirm these all the things we need to tell like that. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts? So again, we'll come back to Intune portal, and from that we'll confirm all these ones. Okay. I'll share this recording also.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, man.